Today we celebrate the
I baptize thee, having authority from the Almighty God, as a testimony that ye have entered into a covenant to serve him.
This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased.
Today we celebrate the baptism of Jesus. Whenever a person joins a sorority, a fraternity, or a group, there usually is always an initiation process to make you an official member. For John, known as John the Baptizer, whenever someone wanted to officially follow Jesus, he asked that person to go to the Jordan River, allow him to immerse that person in the waters of the Jordan River, and with that, they'll become an official member of the Christian church. Now, it makes sense to me that that's why we are baptized, as an outward sign of our desire to follow Christ. So those who are baptized become officially followers of Jesus. But don't you ever wonder why Jesus was baptized? If we are baptized to become a follower of Jesus, why would Jesus need to be baptized? Jesus is Jesus. How can Jesus follow himself? He is himself. So why would Jesus need to be baptized? Well, we allow himself to be baptized. Any answer? They set an example for others. Exactly right. Because Jesus is the ultimate teacher. Jesus is this: I will never ask you to do something I myself have not done. You know, there's an age-old question that is, why does bad things happen to good people? I don't know why. But if I alter the question a little bit, then I know the answer. Why do bad things happen to good people who are Christian? Because they are Christian. They said to Jesus, in my life, I follow you. I want to do everything that you did. I want to taste what you tasted when you lived on the face of this earth. That means what? That means the Christian every so often will have to carry his cross. You might be carrying a cross right now at Mass. Your cross might be light. Your cross might be heavy. What you're going through might be difficult. Your pain might be great anguish to you. But what you have said is this: Jesus, I want to taste and I want to live just what you tasted and what you lived. I want to carry my cross. You asked me to be baptized, and I get baptized because you were baptized first. You see, the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord is a very special feast, and it has great meaning for every parent we have at Mass here this morning. This baptism has meaning for you. For everyone who is an older sibling, this baptism of Jesus, the meaning is there for you. Everyone who is an educator, a teacher, anyone that you know, someone is looking your way, and they have their eyes on you, and they're going to hear what you say and do what you do, the meaning of the baptism, Lord, that's for you. Because Jesus is showing us the path. You know, whenever I think of the baptism of Jesus, I always think of something I would have to say in this cold morning we're all looking forward to, and that's a robin. And when you look at that beautiful mother robin feeding her little one, her young, she's nourishing her young. And mother robins nourish your young in many different ways, obviously by food, but also by example. You know, I know we're all looking forward to, in this cold day, to see that first robin, probably in the month of March. That's going to be a sign that great spring is here. But have you ever allowed yourself the opportunity to watch a mother robin teach her young how to fly? Now, you might look out the window and see that she's out there, and there's the little one on the ground trying to figure out how to fly, and maybe you only watch it for 5, 10, 15 seconds, and then you go about your day's activity. But if you really want to give yourself a treat, something that is free and something that is beautiful, allow yourself the opportunity to watch a mother bird teach her little one how to fly. Just get a chair and go out in the yard and when this is occurring and watch what happens. Because the mother bird does something that Jesus does today. Jesus said, I will do the action first. I want you to follow it second. That's what mom and dad, that's what you have to do to your son or daughter. I'm going to tell you what I want you to do, then I'm going to do it, and you follow my example. For every older sibling who's got a younger sibling that's looking your way, I want you to follow my example. Hear what I say and then do what I do. I want you to follow the example. For every educator, every teacher at Mass this morning, when you tell your students what you want them to do, then you have to do what? You have to back it up with action. Because if you don't, your words are going to fall flat. And when you watch the mother robin in the springtime, this is a fun thing to watch. And she stands right next to her little one, her young. And she chirps the language of the bird. The chirping is a communication. That's a language. That's a conversation. And the mother bird will chirp this language, this direction to her little one. Now, she's standing right next to her little one, and what a mother bird does is she takes off. She'll fly about 1 foot high, about 5 feet long, and then she lands and she turns around. She turns around and she begins to chirp again. Chirps of encouragement. Come on, little one, you can do it. And if you ever watch this happen, what does a little baby bird do the first time in flight? Well, a little baby bird can't start off right away flying. So a little baby bird starts off with a little run, tries to start the run, and then takes off, flies about 5 inches high for about 1 foot, and has a crash landing. And then rolls. And the mother bird runs over and stands right next to the little one, and she offers chirps of encouragement, of instruction. That's okay. You'll get better. And then the mother bird, after she offers the instruction, she flies again. And she turns around and waits for the little one to do the same. I've seen parents do this. You've done this with your little one. When your little one was learning how to walk for the first time, what do you usually see mom and dads do? The mom is here and the dad is about 3 feet away, and you lift up your little son, your little daughter, and they got wobbly feet and legs, and it looks like they're ready to go, and you let go, and they stand there and they start across. And what does a little baby do when they start going across to mom or dad? They start off slow, and then they do what? They run, because they're running for security. They see mom or dad on the other side, and so they begin to run so they can fall into your arms. And many times they have a crash landing before they get to you. But what are you going to do? You pick them back up, you give them a hug, maybe wipe off their tear, you spin them around, and you hit them back to mom. And that's how you teach them how to walk. But you're there going through this process. And for the mother bird, by the end of the first day of teaching her bird how to fly, by the end of the first day, the little bird can fly to the low branch of a tree. By the end of the second day, the little bird can fly to a rooftop. And by the end of the summer, the bird, now grown, can fly south all by itself. To give instruction. To do it first, then give words of encouragement, and to say, now, son, daughter, it's your turn to nourish them with action and word. So when the parent, mom or dad, when you say to your son or daughter, I don't want you to swear in this house, that means you have to do what? You have to not swear in your own house, because you're going to say the verbiage of what needs to be done, and then you perform the action. When you put the two together, they'll say, I get it, mom and dad. I heard what you said. I saw what you did. I'm not going to swear. If you say to your child as they're growing up, I don't want you to take alcoholic beverages. I just don't want you to drink. And then you have to do what? Not drink. If you say don't drink, and then you take a drink, they're going to say this doesn't work. Maybe what they really mean is don't drink as long as they don't see me. What's going on here? If you say to your child, I don't want you to get involved in harboring grudges or having ill feelings toward a brother or sister or relative, then mom and dad or older sibling, you got to do what? You have to do the exact same thing. So mom and dad, you can't say that to your child. Don't hold grudges and then sit around the table talking about a brother that you can't stand. Because they're going to hear you say one thing, they're going to see you do something else, and they're going to be confused. You can't convey solid teaching using that method. Jesus gets baptized. He didn't have to be baptized. He doesn't have to follow himself. He's the leader. He's leading the way. We get baptized as an outward sign of our desire to follow Christ. I'm going to baptize Annabelle here in just a couple minutes, and she's going to become a follower of Christ. But Jesus got baptized not because he needed to, but because he wanted to set the example. As I have done, so you also must do. I got baptized first, so you could get baptized second. I carry my cross, so you can now carry yours. I endure suffering and pain and heartache in my life as I walk to Mount Calvary, and you have to do the same. But I also enjoy the resurrection. And when you follow Christ, despite the length and the heaviness of your cross, you'll be able to experience the same resurrection in your life. The mother bird says to the young, look, let me do it first, and then you do it second. And I'll do it first again, and you do it second, and that's how I'm going to get you to learn how to fly. Boy, every parent here, every older sibling we have at Mass, every educator we have at Mass this morning, what an incredible ministry job you have. Because you have to realize that everything you tell your child, everything you tell your students and how much they live and how much they act, you then have to follow through with the action. You can't say one thing and then do the complete opposite. You must say one thing and do exactly in action what you said they must do. That's what they understand. That's how they learn how to fly, how they learn how to live on their own. Heavenly Father, on this chilly January morning, I ask you to be with all of our moms and dads here, all of our oldest siblings, every one of our educators at Mass, anyone here that knows they have a set of eyes looking at them, trying to follow their example. Make sure, Father, that they follow through in example the words they use in instruction. Give our parents and educators and our siblings the courage to do what they say, to make sure that they offer good instruction as the Mother Robin does, and clearly as Jesus does. He said, I'll do it first, then you do it second.